There I am. Hello there. Miss that music, man. I've missed this music. So good. G'day there. How are you? Good to see you again. If you're coming straight from the Sith side, give me a 1 in the chat right now. If you're just jumping in right now, give me a number 2. How we're doing? We are back for the first solo live stream in many, many weeks. I'm so excited to talk with you. My energy levels are through the roof. Well, barely, kind of. But my voice is not quite fully there yet. But I am ready to talk. But I'm going to depend on you guys for doing a lot of the talking for me today. So put in your comments. We're going to do a full deep dive. We'll take as long as it takes to get all our emotions, thoughts, and feelings out about these 3 episodes of Andor. I can't wait to discuss it. It's going to be a good day. I missed you so much. Will of the 4, Silly Willy coming in with a $5 dues. I got money on Hannah's voice lost being a cover-up for her being cast as a new voice of Grievous. That is such a good backhanded compliment. Thank you. The negotiator. That's really funny, actually. Tony messaged me the other day saying, hey, how you feeling? And I just replied with a voice memo of me being the negotiator. Because my voice is actually a little bit deeper, so I can actually do a pretty good Grievous now and other voices. So it's pretty funny. But yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for the $5 dues. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Love you. Miss you. I'm trying to get to Rebel Scum Con because I want to meet you in person. Oh my God, Luke! Bro, I'm so annoyed that I didn't get to meet up with you at Celebration. But hello. Celebration was crazy. But new Grievous feed comes soon. You bet. What's a Grievous scene I could do? Maybe I should do the dub of when in Revenge at the start when they meet Anakin and Obi-Wan. Or he meets him. You're shorter than I expected. Oh, dude, crazy. Crazy. I'm so honored that you're here, though. Thank you. Thank you for jumping in. Appreciate it. But hey, chat. Lots of 1s coming in from Sith side. 2's jumping in now. Kirsty's awake somehow. Kirsty, get out of here. You need to watch the episodes. I don't want to spoil it for you. Crazy. Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. But yeah, dude, let's talk about Andor. Holy hell. Jeez. What just happened? It was nuts. I came out in the middle of the day here in Australia. So let me know if the music's too loud. It came out in the middle of the day here in Australia, and I did not stop thinking about it all day. It was unbelievable. I just sat and pondered every moment that happened in these episodes. It was incredibly powerful, incredibly moving, incredibly emotional. But, yeah. Oh my God, really? So good. So good. I was almost going to message you, Kirsty, being like, I low-key just want an unofficial, voice chat about these episodes with you personally. It's so good. Thank you, Gianni. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. But chat, let me know right now. What did you think of these episodes? Come on. I gotta eat. It's still morning here in Australia. I gotta eat my breakfast toast. As you tell me what you thought of the episodes. Yeah, I'm totally agreeing with these. Absolute cinema. Nathan giving it a 10. I can't remember the last time anything on TV made me feel so emotional. I agree, Robert. S tier for sure. Look at this unanimous appreciation for it. It's crazy. We are the galaxy is watching. So good. Iconic. Or can you say 3 awesome episode again? Huh? What does that question mean, Stephen? I thought it was interesting how much Yavin base was a lot like the Ewok village in their little house. Yeah! It's got that energy. Zikma. What the hell is Zikma, brother? There you go to the zinc cold recovery. Zikma. I've never heard of it though. Is that like maybe it's got zinc in it? Maybe is that why it's called that? But yeah, we got a bunch of stuff here. I've been taking all the weirdest supplements for this voice. Hey, Jess, how you doing? I literally went on a whole rant on how great it was. There was a reason why slow moments need to happen. This is why. Loved it. So good to hear. Yeah, all the Yavin scenes were really interesting. I was very fascinated to see how set up Yavin was by this point. It was super cool. Hey, Dizzy, how you doing? The music. I actually think the music is these, like, I going through and editing my reaction. It was the music in these episodes were the moments that it would make me cry. So it was like the whole massacre, the whole episode 8, my mouth was open and I was just like not saying anything and not doing anything. And then it wasn't until the very end when the music swelled and it's just like the realization of like what this means. That's when I started being like, oh my God, and tearing up. And same thing in the Mon episode, in episode 9, was the same thing. But I think we should just sequentially go through this setup. I mean, episode 7 really helped build this tension. It helped build the tension of Syril and Dedra. Syril's, being crossed by Dedra, and they're so close to knowing, what is about to happen. Dedra knows and Syril doesn't. Cassian and Bix, they've got this life now, and that was important to set up, that they're kind of settled here in Yavin, and they have this. It was a much warmer home than say the previous 3 episodes where they had that apartment. It wasn't super livable. They're there, but it was very cold and clinical. But this is a very warm, homely, like place that they were living on in Yavin. Like all these things really helped build up, and Mon Mothma trying to do the last things she could in the Senate, but no one was listening to her, and she was trying to plead with all these senators, if you donate money, if you help this, and everyone's saying no. All these characters, the main characters, were doing their final things to really have their last gambit to help their own what they think was right. It's crazy. And then obviously episode 8 was really that tipping point, and it started. I love the way they really revealed what was about to happen when, Cassian and Wilmot arrived back on Gorman, and Cassian's setting up to, I think, was he meant to assassinate Dedra? I don't actually know what he was there for. And it was the morning of, and when he calls Wilman, I love calls, hey Wilman, and was like, something's happening. They're changing the barricade. Something's about to happen here. What's going on? That moment was like terrifying because you're like, everything's gonna hit the fan right now. It's crazy. Let's check the chat for a second. I even found myself crying at times that weren't even emotional. The whole force healing sequence had me trembling. That's a really interesting sequence that I want to bring up. I want to hear people's thoughts on this because it was very, very fascinating. Yeah. Edge of the seat is a really great way to explain it. Yeah, I didn't know I could love like a rebel senator handler like so much. Absolutely. It was crazy. The Who Are You was so fascinating. Crazy the name, the episode that I'm still trying to piece that all together. There's so much. I think that's also the thing with these episodes. Like the more you think about it, the more you go, oh, that's why they did this. Thank you, Bailey, for coming in. A member, appreciate you joining the RaeSide. Yeah, it's 100%. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Tokyo Joey, I've loved everything. Andor, but episodes 8 and 9 are not just some of the best Star Wars, but some of the best TV of all time. I've been watching reaction videos since watching it yesterday. Yeah, I don't usually watch reaction videos myself, but I'm sure, everyone's reaction has been very shocked, very overwhelmed. But yeah, the storytelling that happened in these episodes is really quite hard to describe, to be honest. I really found myself, which is, as someone who makes content, verbalizing and analyzing things that they watch. I was really at a loss for words to kind of explain what these episodes meant. The emotional weight that is put into these episodes is incredible. But the whole massacre sequence was just incredibly well written, of the chaos, absolute chaos of it all. And everything that happened, I want to count. I should have had a counter of how many times I said, "Oh no," in the episode. You know, the way that they set up the blockade, then they shut all the doors, then Dedra gets the call to go, start firing, and she's got to, send that order. And then the stormtroopers stepping down the steps and kind of oppressing on them. It's crazy. It's crazy. So good. Right? Unbelievable. Yeah. The interesting thing about these episodes too is that, if I just want to focus on episode 8 again as well, talking about the Dedra Syril storyline, that scene where Syril realizes what's that the Empire have known what they've been doing. That means Dedra knows what's been going on, and him storming up to her. Bro, that was such a confronting scene too, to watch, him physically strangling her over the emotion. But I think that shows a lot of where Syril's at, because he's not just upset about being lied to, but he's upset for the common people at this point, being like, what have you done to them? It's crazy. Bro. The emotional which Syril and Kyle Soller, who's the actor, carries, that scene is incredible. And Dedra, Denise Go, completely mimics that, in that intensity, and the way that she's so sort of misguided and deluded at this point, really, where she's Cyril's essentially just assaulted her and just pushed around, choked her, and she's just still I'm doing this for us. We're gonna go live on Coruscant and be happy together. The way that she's still so deluded in this time was very fascinating. But it's still this twisted way of her feelings for him. The way that she's go find Syril, where the hell is he gone? And then when the dude came back and was oh, Cyril's out there. He's out in the crowd. And she's just so distraught and goes to try, and she's putting her life on the line. Any sort of Gorman could just shoot her when she's on that balcony. She's just out on the balcony being where the hell is Syril? Crazy. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's crazy. That's true. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think, what you guys are saying, in turn, this scene where Dedra's we got to do this for the Empire, but then in turn, when she's in the private of that kind of comms room, and she has that, and I loved everyone that we all thought this was a force choke, but it wasn't a force choke. It was a panic attack, really, kind of just a mental breakdown. And she feels suffocated. She feels she can't get out. And I think there's such symbolism in the Imperial uniform, and that the thing she does is she's trying to pull out that high collar of the Imperial uniform. She can't breathe. She's suffocated on this idolization of the Empire, symbolically showing that. And then she has to compose herself, and she pulls it straight, and she straightens her outfit, and she's I gotta keep going. I'm in it now. I'm in it too deep. Cyril's gone. I gotta commit to this that she's already committed to, really. It was incredibly symbolic. Mwah. Just, so good. Such storytelling. Unbelievable. My biggest Andor regret is that we'll never get to see Luthen come face to face with the Emperor. Would be absolutely legendary duel of dialogue. Yeah, I don't know if I would love that, to be honest. But that's interesting. I haven't thought about that before. Oh, did you? Oh, that's so sad, Joey. That's so sad, my friend. We'll see each other again, I'm sure. I'm sure. I was probably standing there just staring off into the distance. Hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, actually, that's a good point. She's pulling on the collar not just because of the uniform and the Empire, but because of Syril. Because she... Oh, that's good. That's good. Crazy. Yes. I will hand build it. Yes. Yeah. It's incredibly powerful. Incredibly powerful. Keep going with your thoughts. And then, you know, all the whole sequence with... If you haven't yet watched my reaction to the episodes, it's like 20 minutes. If you can get to the point where we were in the massacre, and I kept saying, I'm like, oh, like Syril knows Cassian, but Cassian doesn't know Syril. They gotta meet. And I kept being like, I can't wait till they meet face to face. And like what we're saying, the scene of just Syril going absolutely feral on Cassian. Incredible just fight choreo of how they just are wrestling and fighting and crazy. What do you guys think of that meet of Cassian and Syril coming face to face? What's your thoughts? I'll put up some chats right now as I continue eating my toast. Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to the big Cassian stuff in a second, but I agree. That would actually be a super interesting way to play out her character, because it is interesting that she hasn't died yet, but I kind of like that she's still around. I mean, my feeling is that she will be around. She'll be around for next arc, obviously, but then die at the end of the next arc. To be honest, die at the end. I know, right? Oh, I'll fix that later. It's fine. It's fine. I felt bad for Syril at the end. Not gonna lie, the man spent years obsessing over finding Andor, trying to get his revenge, just to get hit with a "Who are you?" Carl Solar absolutely killed it in episode 8. Absolutely, Sam. Again, great meeting Sam over in Japan. But yeah, I was just saying this on Sith side earlier. I think that shot right there, what you're talking about here, Sam, that just still, almost, not even a playable moment, but just a still of Syril's over Cassian with the gun, got it pointed at Cassian. Cassian's looking at him. And that, like you're saying, who even are you? And on Syril's face, realizing these, like, 5 previous years, I think it's about 5 years, of complete commitment to Cassian, and his whole world and career revolves around getting Cassian, killing Cassian. So much of his life has been kind of ruined and changed because of Andor, and Cassian not knowing him. In just that moment, Syril realizes, like, was this worth it? I want to know your read on that moment of his face there, just before, like the second before that Gorman guy comes and kills him. That second before, on his face, what is it saying? To me, it's saying, oh my God, this was probably not that worth it. That's what I took. That's what I took from it. All right, who have I missed? I feel like I've missed so many chats. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, yeah, no, I remember you. That's so crazy. Hello. Thanks for watching my show. This is what all the drama Classes got me too, hey? I should really credit Rochford for making me so good at talking. Oh, so good to see you in here. Thank you for joining in. That's hilarious. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of true. Yeah, did I hit it? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Give up being someone that was sheltered. The fact that he could fight like that. Like, where did he learn? I don't think it was necessarily learn, but I think he was just so enraged, obviously. Like, he was so full of rage at that moment. Again, years, so much turmoil in his life was because of this person. Like, if someone had been kind of, what's the word? Kind of removedly ruining your life for 5 years and you got to see them in person for the first time, you would just throw whatever hands at them. It's crazy. All right. Yeah, amazing. We'll see you then. We are the Gore, absolutely. Yeah, the Syril thing is interesting though, because I couldn't say I ever did, but then seeing him dead on the floor like that, I was like, to be honest, I felt sympathy. The first time I felt for Syril was in that moment, the second before he died, was in that moment I'm explaining. That's the first time I was like, shit, he's just a misguided person and his values and things. He just misread the situation. It's crazy. Hulk mode. Yeah, that's a good explanation. Yeah? Okay. Maybe I got it. Oh, so good meeting you, man. No, thank you. Thank you for coming up and chatting. It was awesome. Yeah, absolutely crazy in that hotel. Unbelievable. So cool. But let's chronologically keep chatting on what happens, because obviously, yeah. Syril dies. Cassian gets away. The KX droids, holy hell. Like, I already thought it was already pretty brutal, all the fighting. And then the K2 droids just coming in, just absolutely finishing everyone that was left. Crazy. Unbelievable. And I think I like how they brought in K2SO. Like, well, what would end up to be K2? Cassian being like, hey, that actually might be helpful. Put that on the ship. I'll take it home. Crazy. Really, really cool. So it was really great seeing those droids. I'm trying to think what else happened in the sequence after Gorman. Someone mentioned it earlier. Again, I've never felt any remorse or sadness for Syril's mum. I think her name's Edie or something. That really ruined me. At the end there. I think actually it might have been the start of episode 9. Oh no, it was that end of the episode, I think. Seeing, the news, galactic news sort of covering the event and seeing, Edie kind of Cyril's mom realized that Syril was probably there and involved and probably not still alive, was heartbreaking. Crazy. Yeah, exactly. He realized everything was a lie, really. That's where he went. It's unbelievable. I'm so worried I'm going to miss a scene or miss a moment. That was so impeccable. Because we have this whole sequence of Gorman, but then we have a whole other experience on Coruscant with Mon Mothma, which I really want to get into because it was probably my favorite part of this, whole arc. Yeah, I hope she does. It's because to show the brutality of the Empire touched on in Main 6 Love love the direction it's heading in. Yeah, absolutely. It really adds to, I think, the OT really. Really adds to the original trilogy. In New Hope being so cutthroat, and why rebels are just like, this is the cause. This is what we got to do. Yeah, that definitely adds to it. But I love how we go from the shocking things of Gorman and we go straight to what we've been building up with Mon Mothma, and seeing the political front. We get the war front, where it's happening, the Gorman front, essentially, and we immediately go into the political front of how this event is reacted to in the Senate, really, and how other people react to it. I thought that was really well done. And the pace just doesn't stop. It just does not stop. It doesn't slow down at all. And I love that dialogue between Mon Mothma and Bail. And she's like, hey, we got to pull the trigger now. We just got to go all out, calling this out now. And I love that Bail is still so strategic, saying, I got to stay, but you go. And, we can still do this. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's super deep, hey? Very, very deep. But I loved that dialogue between them. And that decision, and, Mon getting her speech ready. And there's so much complexity to this setup, because, again, Luthen is still involved in this situation, constructing and orchestrating so much of the rebellion, kind of organized rebellion at this point. He's so critical to it, but is he doing the right things? That's up for debate. And clearly, Mon feels double-crossed by Luthen by setting up Erskine, her I don't know what to call it, her assistant, her handler, I don't know, by setting him up to help Mon Mothma for like years. So good, such a good setup, and I loved Mon feeling so double-crossed by that. If you haven't seen episode 9 yet, I'm about to talk all about it, so maybe turn me off for like 20 minutes. But I thought that context was really, really important. Of Mon really pushing people away last minute, pushing Luthen away, going, no, like, I don't trust you. And that made her feel very unstable and her feel very disconnected. And but she's still going out feeling quite alone because she doesn't trust Luthen. She's just fired her assistant who knows about the rebellion. Take Homer, who was helping, is long dead. She's like totally disassociated from her family now. And also Bail's not going with her. So she's in a sense very alone. She doesn't have anyone in the Senate seat, floating seat with her. Everyone she's kind of pushed away by this point. She's very, very alone in a sense. She must feel alone. And she delivers the most epic speech to the Senate. The most handcraftedly well-written speech. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What did you think of the speech? I really love that they added him. Yeah. Yeah, the way that she just blatantly calls out Palps. So good. So good. I'm just going to go top up my coffee. Keep putting your thoughts in the chat of Mon's speech. Love it. Look at you all just sitting here. I love it. Appreciate you. Also, I missed it before. DB gifted him 5 RaeSide memberships. Thank you so much, DB. Now that I'm getting better, we can actually start doing more member live streams and things like that. So, congrats to those 5 people. Welcome to the RaeSide. Unbelievable. Nice. Yeah, speech, fantastic. Seeing the Senate, fantastic. Seeing the inside of the Senate building, fantastic. Then ensues and well-rounded with intensity, with drama, a chase out of the building. That, again, if you win Sith side, I just said this, but for now, Cassie and Mon, we know they get out. We know they survive, but I still felt like, I was like, are they gonna make it? I still felt worried for it. I'm like, they might not. I still felt that. It was crazy. Crazy. I really loved also just the doubling down of the scariness of the sort of diciness of Luther knowing only his people could get Mon Mothma out, meaning Cassian and Erskine helping and all that. Luther knew that, and then being proven correct with that thought, with Bail Organa helping and Bail's people helping, but one of them was an ISB double agent. Perfect, so cool. I love that reveal. That was just so cool, so cool. And it just proves Luthen to be, even though he seems sort of extreme and random at times, he's mostly correct, with being like, we can't trust anyone. And just the moment of Cassian saying to Mon Mothma, I have friends everywhere. And Mon Mothma's face, she's just like, I gotta go with this guy. Like, I don't know what the other people were meant to be helping me were. I gotta go with Cassian right now. So cool. Yeah, the way that he was just like referencing the like constitution of the Senate, so cool. Yeah. Saying like, I did Aldani. I know Vel, like saying everything that like was like, we know this. We're doing the same thing. That was really great. I love that. Just this, them trying to, like, he puts a coat on her and them trying to run out of the building and seeing the stormtroopers and things are locking down and that ISB guy is trying to shut down the building. And then when they come to a head with Erskine and then also the Bail Organa people and that one double-crossing woman, and the way that Erskine sort of twists everything again to the people that were there, saying the double-crosser who works for the ISB saying she's a rebel spy, and then everyone being like, oh no, and then that's why they kill her, and everyone being like, oh, that's good for the Empire. So backwards, it's so twisted, but I love it. It's so good. Again, just every second of this scene is immaculate. And then, yeah, I mean, people mentioning in the chat right now, the driver coming in. Yes, I don't know if you saw my reaction video, Sophia, about I really jumped up when that was the moment where she's like, she took off the Galactic Senate in that moment. She wore that every time she was in the Senate, part of the Senate, looked upon as a senator. She was wearing that blue coat. And that moment of her just taking that off, being like, I'm a part of the rebellion now. I'm out and proud about it. Let's go. Perfect. The symbolism in this show is insane. Insane. Yeah, I love it. I have friends everywhere. We all got to say that to each other now, right? We all got to, it's no celebration. You go up to someone, oh, I have friends everywhere, right? I feel like that's the new one way out. Gotta be. It's gotta be. Yeah. Crazy. And then we get this scene, like what I just said, people mentioning the driver. That dude being very sus on Mon Mothma, being like, yeah, she's kind of weird. I'll go see what's going on. I thought this was so well done and so comical, the way that Cassian was like, what's her name? What's his name? What's his name? Cloris. And then he goes, hey, Cloris, and acts friendly and then just shoots him down. So funny. So comically done. Loved it. And then, again, I started to touch on this on Sith side, but I'll break it down more here because we really got to analyze the example of both of these two leaders. That Mon Mothma and Cassian at this point really step into where we not only see them in previous media, so where we see them in Rogue One, and even Mon Mothma in A New Hope. But this is where we see both of them step into their full form of leaders within the rebellion. Krallis, was that his name? Yeah. So funny. So funny. We do. And you saying is, are you mad? What kind of being are you? Yeah, that was a great scene. Well acted scene there. But yeah, Cassian and Mon Mothma stepping into their roles as leaders within the rebellion. Cassian shooting these people to get Mon Mothma out of there, and Mon Mothma being absolutely horrified at seeing only 2 people killed, where Cassian sees like 1,000 people now be killed. So good. Cloris or something? Krallis? Something. Yeah, something like that. But the horror on Mon's face was priceless, and I think their escape in that ship was really well done. And I love the way that Mon's just in the back of the ship, just being like so disheveled, so exhausted, so overwhelmed. It was a great shot. I loved it. Coolest. Okay, cool. There you go. And then we get into, I'm sure I'll remember moments of that Sequence. Then we get into, I really struggled to edit this actually in the reaction. Back on Yavin. Yeah, I got so emotional just having to watch it again. And we see Bix's sacrifice, really. Bix's sacrifice is what I'm calling this. Is so emotionally hard to swallow and so emotionally hard to fathom. But it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's right, I guess. It's correct. And this connects back to the Force healer that we got to meet in episode 7. And that I didn't really realize what the real deeper meaning of that scene is. But this is really where Bix gets her eyes open to this is what Cassian's destiny is. And she's right in her message to him, saying like, you're about to not help and not lead anymore and not do this anymore because of me, so I am having to go. Like, it's that thing where it's like, I get it, but holy hell, heartbreaking. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I love that. Gold Squadron mention was awesome. I love that. It is very good. It is very, very good. Oh, Bryce. If we get like a post-credit scene in a way of Biggs finding out about Cassian, holy shit. I will probably die. I would die. Yeah, actually, I was talking about that with my brother yesterday. Will Biggs be in the next 3 episodes? I don't think so. Yeah, she's a great character. but I don't think she'll be in the next 3. Maybe we flash back to something, unless they do what Bryce mentions, and we get like a if I mean, they talked about the timeline being leading up until Rogue One, but I wonder if they just go a little bit beyond Rogue One, almost do a Clone Wars Season 7, Victory and Death, how that's kind of same time as Revenge of the Sith, Order 66, and a little bit after. They could do a similar thing where they could have kind of lead it up to Rogue One and do a little bit into Rogue One, and they see, I don't know, maybe Mon Mothma even knowing about Cassian and like somehow finding Bix and telling Bix or something. I don't know. They could do something like that. We got HA. Hello. Oh my God. Hi. Good to see you in here. Hope you're doing good, man. Also, bro, you're always in LA. No wonder I keep thinking you live in LA. You're always there. Are you still there now? So fun. Screaming so loud. She was right. We know she's doing it for the best of everyone. We know this was possibly his last chance at a happy ending. Yeah. Yeah, and again, like they said, they've been calling this, but they were like, this is why this season's going to make everything that Cassian does in Rogue One so much more important, and I totally agree. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Which is actually possible, to be honest. Like an epilogue thing. Yeah, almost. Like, think of how we have that scene where Vader goes to the crash site of that Venator and finds Ahsoka's sabers. Like, that was sick. That was incredible. You could do that. They could do that. That'd be interesting. But yeah, it's insane. Like, I would just want every actor in this series to get every award possible for this show. Cassian needs to get an award. Bix needs to get an award. Mon Mothma, Genevieve O'Reilly needs to get an award. The acting in this show is indescribably good. Indescribably good. Bix, Adrian Androna doing that like goodbye message to Cassian. It's perfect. It's that meme. It's cinema. Cinema. Absolute cinema. It was unbelievable. I was so upset. I was so physically upset with the scene. It was unbelievable. Love it. Yeah, Genevieve, she's perfection, man. Again, I was just showing this on the side. This is now my most prized possession in my collection, because she's wearing the Senate outfit that she wears when she does the speech too. Perfection. Perfection. She is perfect. Unbelievable. Yeah. It needs it. Like, not only for the acting, but like the production. Like, think of the whole Gorman Square. Holy hell, that was cool. Absolutely amazing. You put the scene, okay, to SO smack the ISB agent off the bridge like in the trailer. Well, that might be in the next 3 episodes though. It's probably in the next 3. Yeah. Unreal. DB sharing that love. So cool to have you here, Alexandra. I can't tell if you're doing... Is that you in a Cal Kestis cosplay? That's so cool. Cal Kestis, or is that Andor? It looks like both to me. Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, Tony brought up how we kind of just left B2 high and dry. Crazy. The one thing I did realize going back and watching that episode 9 is that I really didn't emotionally connect to the very, very last scene where after we get the whole big speech thing, they go straight into like K2 and like him like waking up and being K2. That I didn't super love that, because I was still just like sobbing from Bix. And then we had to like pay attention to K2, which was actually a really cool moment. But I think they should have maybe started the next episode with that or something. I don't know. Dude, I didn't even remember you wearing that. It's so cool. It looks really in world. I love it. I'm sorry I didn't appreciate it enough in person. That's so cool. Yeah. So upsetting. So upsetting. I hope that actually my one singular, I want to say critique or just thing I wanted from this episode was an extra scene. I wanted a whole like full on like Boba Fett finding Jango Fett's helmet scene, but with Dedra and Syril, where Dedra, after everything's gone, there's no more troopers around, and Dedra going up to Cyril's body. I wanted that. Dedra just like having to look in the face of her actions and decisions and where she's come in her career in the Empire. That what she thought she wanted a life with and what she thought she was committing all this like horrible acts to get, as in to get a life with Syril, was gone because of her. And having to see that by like looking at Syril, that would have been cool. Would have been pissed and kicked him. She would have what? How? Yeah. It makes all the difference, hey. You can really tell. You can really tell. Oh, this show. I just kept crying. I just couldn't stop crying. Oh, I'm going all out being one of those people crying on the internet. But I have no shame about it because it was the best 2 hours of my life. Maybe not my life, but best 2 hours of television I've watched. Maybe I'll say it like that. So good. It is very heavy. Oh, dude, I honestly, I had to like go, I had to do like an hour and a half drive after I watched all the episodes. And I usually listen to like on a long drive. I usually put like a podcast on, put music on, whatever. I couldn't. I had to pause the music and I drove an hour and a half in silence because I had to just sit and actually absorb and ponder and reflect on what I just watched. I couldn't input anything because I was just having to really digest this show. It is very heavy. It is very heavy. You need like a separate outlet after the show to like understand what's happened. It's crazy. But yeah, it was just really funny yesterday driving. It's the middle of the day. Just like pause the music because I just need to like think as I'm driving. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I can feel my voice at the moment is coming maybe to the start of its end of its ability. So we might start to get to the end, but we'll wrap up this discussion with talking a little bit about what could happen next week, which I really don't know because really, my brother brought this up to me. Really, that could have been the finale. Dedra is a part of the Empire still. It's fine. She could just keep working. Syril's dead. Bix is gone and Cassian's just committed to the rebellion, to Yavin now. And, who else was it? Mon Mothma is a part of the rebellion full out now. That lines up right with Rebels. All that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like all the main characters are actually set up. The only thing that we haven't unpacked or solved or like kind of finalized yet is Luthen. That's the only other thing. Luthen and Claire is the other storyline that we need to kind of sort out. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Well, because he knew something was up. He left because he knew the Empire was doing something that he wasn't told about, and then he put together about Dedra. So he went to go talk to Dedra. That's why he left. Yeah. Soul Fury, I agree. Lieutenant Claire backstory, maybe deaths. You assume we'll get a little bit of Death Star leading to Reg 1, yeah. That'd be cool. I would love to see, I think we're probably going to get more Krennic next few episodes. More Krennic. And maybe, seeing as the guy was at Celebration, maybe we get Galen Urso in there as well. I did hear that theory. I kind of like that. Dedra will find and eliminate Luthen. Ooh. That's true, because she was obsessed with Axis, who's Luthen, just as much as Syril was obsessed with Cassian. It's true. True. Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. I can't believe how much this arc turned things around for me on this show. Now fully excited for next week. Yeah, you were not loving it at the start, hey. But you absolutely love the few episodes. WizBiz, I expect the final act to be extremely action-packed and a direct entrance into Rogue One. Wouldn't be surprised if we get scenes where the rebel forces show up to an Imperial facility and blast it. I think, you know what I should super love? And I don't know if it'll happen because I know they're not going to focus on cameos, but maybe seeing how Chirrut and who's the other guy's name? Chirrut and the other dude and how they maybe join the rebellion. They go show up. That'd be funny. That'd be fun. Saw, yeah. Maybe a bit more on Saw. Maybe not. I think it will be Luthen and Claire versus Dedra. I think that's a good bet of what we'll see. Baze, Chirrut and Baze, thank you. Yeah. Ooh, AJ. Wow. Now that's a theory. That's actually crazy. What Luthen knows too much. No one trusts him, so they just take him out. That would be nuts, dude. That'd be crazy. Yeah. And I love that they set that up in this episode, being like she's about to make a bigger speech to the wider galaxy, and then that's what we see in Rebels. Love that. I want to rewatch Rebels now. So cool. So cool. Yeah, they were loud as hell, weren't they? It's crazy. Crazy. Well, gang, we are getting very close to the end of the discussion. My voice is holding on for dear life at this point. But I'm so excited for next week. These episodes were absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't seen my 20-minute long reaction video, check it out straight after this live show. I cry a lot, FYI. So enjoy that. And let's just sit tight and wait for next week. And my favorite thing, again, about these 3 episodes we got is that I cannot wait to rewatch them. The rewatchability of something is really important, and I cannot wait to rewatch these episodes. Probably going to do it tonight. Absolutely. Unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. Love it so much. Thanks so much for joining in with the live show again. I have absolutely missed doing these live shows. My voice is only going to get better and better from here. So we shall see how we go and hopefully have a lot more fun along the way. Thanks so much for everyone commenting in the live chat today. Will giving a $5 dues. Bailey joining as a new member, and DB gifting the 5 gifted subbies. Absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to see you guys real soon. Hopefully we have some more live shows in and amongst as we're waiting for Andor next week. And we'll get down into the juicy gossip of everything Andor as per usual. Absolutely great to see you all. Have a great rest of your day or night or evening, wherever you are. And make sure as you're out there in the world, roaming around, that you're always choosing the right side.